Hi, everyone, and good evening. Glad to have you with us as always. As we have been talking about for days, forest fire conditions continuing to worsen. A red flag warning is in effect. It technically does not include the viewing area, but it's just right next door. I think we should all just treat it as though it does. We'll talk about forest fires, a few clips from a fire last night in the Mine Fork Ridge or Hill, as well as the arrest of an area man for violating the burn ban last night, as well as disorderly conduct when firefighters arrived on the scene. Just a quick update on that fatality that happened on the Mountain Parkway yesterday. The identity of the man who was killed while getting out of his coal truck to try to help those others who were involved. We'll also see who gave $25,000 to the Magoffin County Senior Citizens Center earlier today to help expand their Meals on Wheels program to the southern reaches of Magoffin County. A great story and an annual event. The gentleman who's going to be speaking on his behalf has been part of that movement, if you will, or organizational efforts for 1 years, over 40 years. And we'll talk about Christmas for Kids and how it's being organized, how it's just around the corner, and how hopefully you'll be able to help. A lot of other news and headlines to follow as well. That red flag warning does include several counties: Bath, Clay, Estill, Fleming, Jackson, Knox, Laurel, Lee, McCreary, Menifee, Montgomery, Owsley, Powell, Pulaski, Rockcastle, Rowan, Wayne, Whitley, and Wolf. Technically not us. However, we do have winds that are rolling through with this cold front that are of to be concerned. We'll talk about that more in just a few moments. We'll also talk about the cold front that will certainly give us a big temperature swing. And right now we're holding out for Thanksgiving Day forecast of partly sunny and 50, so not all that bad. More on your weather conditions near and long term in just a few moments. We'll begin with a follow-up from yesterday's tragic report about that terrible fatality on the Mountain Parkway, where forest fires are still believed to be to blame. Winds kicking up smoke, blowing across the Mountain Parkway in an instant and reducing visibility basically to nothing in a matter of seconds. And that's still what is believed to have caused the chain reaction accident that involved about 10 to 12 vehicles and claimed the life of an Eastern Kentucky man. The crash shut down both directions of travel on the Mountain Parkway for some time. The accident happening around 8:45 or so yesterday morning. Traffic not resuming to its normal flow until around 7 o'clock last night. The initial chain reaction happened in the westbound lane. A series of vehicles, one hitting the other in the rear for the most part, about 15 vehicles involved, just before the Slade exit, to about a mile or so before you would have gotten to the Slade exit traveling west. All in all, officially 13 vehicles is what I'm actually being told. We also know that the deceased was identified late last night as 65-year-old Charles Turner of Breathitt County. He was driving the 18-wheeler that you see there in the photo. And it's still believed that after his truck was hit from the rear, he exited to try to assist that driver, and that's when he was struck by another vehicle, I'm told traveling at an estimated 35 miles per hour or so. All in all, 15 people were taken to the hospital for injuries, some considered to be life-threatening. No updates on their conditions as of right now. But all of this caused by smoke, which was much heavier, of course, than you see here during the actual time of the accident. We showed you that video footage yesterday. A couple of fires reported, one actually in the Daniel Boone National Forest very near the accident, another said to be on private property, and it was a mixture of all that smoke that had drifted from other fires elsewhere in Kentucky, even the eastern part of the state, as well as the fog that helped mix the entire situation into just a serious visibility issue. Once again, 65-year-old Charles Turner of Breathitt County, identified as the man who lost his life. Forest fires continue to burn. Over 25,000 acres in Kentucky scorched, and there are more being reported daily. One was reported in Magoffin County last night in the Mine Fork area. It appears to have been intentionally set as well and nearly caused some communications problems, if you will, for residents in that portion of the county. So the video brought into the studio shows this fire, which was burning around 7 o'clock last night in the Mine Fork Hill. The North Magoffin Volunteer Fire Department called. This is where the old dump used to be, if you're familiar with that area. And it's also where a lot of brush had been piled up, trees, limbs, things of that nature. It's also where it's very well known that there's a lot of thick grass to grow, and it's where someone is believed to have set fire last evening. It's also an area that is underneath a large amount of telephone and communications lines. that did not burn thanks to the quick response of the North Magoffin Fire Department, but had the fire reached just a bit more of that grass, it would have certainly caught off in a much bigger fashion than what you see here, and they would have been without phone service and possibly television service for quite some time. This is one of a few fires of this nature in Magoffin County, none to the degree that we've seen elsewhere, and not one like we had to report coming out of Johnson County, where a man there has been arrested on disorderly conduct charges and violating the burn ban. The Johnson County Sheriff's Department says they got a complaint of a man burning items while the burn ban is certainly well in effect. The Oil Springs Fire Department was called and first to arrive at the location, where they made contact with a man at the scene, Troy Conley, this man. And they say, according to what they told police, that he became upset with members of the fire department to the degree that they called the Johnson County Sheriff's Department. Deputy Danny Martin responded, and when he got there, he met with the fire department, and Mr. Conley became loud and was causing a disturbance and an issue with firemen even at that time, and as a result was placed under arrest by Deputy Martin for disorderly conduct in the second degree, and he was also cited for violating the burn ban, which carries a penalty of anywhere from $100 to several $100 from what I do believe, plus of course the damages from the fire itself. The fire, I'm told, started by Conley, resulted in about 10 to 15 acres of property being burnt, no structures that we believe. However, Conley was lodged in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center, while the Kentucky Division of Forestry also responded to assist with the Oil Springs Fire Department. Going back to the Mountain Parkway, while it remained closed for much of the evening due to that traffic fatality that we've already covered, of course, here in Magoffin County early this morning, traffic had to be slowed down to one lane of travel after a malfunction on a truck hauling some 30 ton of blacktop millings, if you will, literally broke down on the double yellow line. So in case you're wondering why traffic was slow, well, I had a standstill for a while and then slowed to one lane of travel early this morning, and for a few hours. This is why a contractor hauling those blacktop millings, where they take up the old road to lay a new surface, was traveling on the Mountain Parkway when the vehicle got near the Johnson Fork exit and something underneath just gave way. Something underneath the suspension or the chassis gave way, and it took a hard, what will be a hard left for the driver, I guess, and he was able to keep it under control, which was pretty miraculous, but it did drift over the center yellow line and came to a rest pretty much as you see here, very tediously, kind of just precariously sitting in the middle of the Mountain Parkway, looking as though it could tip over at any time. They had to call wrecker service from Johnson County due to the weight of the load, some 30 tons in the back of the vehicle, plus the weight of the vehicle itself. After the arrival of that wrecker, I'm told they were able to actually lift it up. They were able to scotch some degree, somehow the chassis or whatever was broken or failed, and he was able to actually thereafter drive the vehicle a few feet down the road, get it off the Mountain Parkway, dump his load, and then continue on, I guess, to get it serviced. Nevertheless, no other injuries were reported, no accidents or anything of that nature was involved, because they were able to keep traffic moving, albeit at a slower pace, but local law enforcement and Magoffin County Rescue Squad assisted with traffic control for a couple of hours before the parkway was back at its normal pace. Closer to finding out who dropped off a check for $25,000 at our Senior Citizen Center earlier today, the biggest donation they've ever received. Simply historic, and we're so appreciative of who did. We'll hear from those folks and hear what the director and a few board members of the Senior Citizens had to share with us on that subject in just a few seconds. I'll have other headlines as well. Stay tuned. To get high-speed internet on their state-of-the-art fiber optic network for all of your home and business solutions, or to watch TV without a contract on over 200 digital channels with superb quality, or stay connected with family and friends with 24/7 telephone service you can always depend on, contact Foothills Broadband today. Or just click on their link to the right to find out how they're working to provide the latest in communications at affordable prices with exceptional service at Foothills Broadband. Christmas for Kids. We were there last year, one of their biggest years ever. Thousands of kids and their families who turned out for some great food, some great gifts, a little time on Santa's knee, and an opportunity to whisper in his ear. Well, Christmas for Kids is rolling right along, hoping to be bigger and better even than last year. But they can't do it without some support. and its organizer says he's hoping to see a little more roll in for the holidays.
As somebody famous said, here's your sign, and all signs point to what will hopefully be a Merry Christmas for a whole lot of kids. Soon it's going to be time to see Santa with thousands of toys for a lot of little girls and boys, but right now it's time to talk about how you can help the annual Christmas for Kids celebration and help them have another great year. Organizer Bruce Ritt, who's been doing this now for this being his 41st year, says the countdown is on indeed, but they're also counting on raising a lot more support and money between now and December the 17th.
We're doing roadblocks right now. We're starting one that will be this Saturday. We got one coming up here in Paintsville. We're going to be blocking about 3 or 4 intersections and getting some money in, getting some of the business people to donate some money, and it's going to be pretty much. We want it to be bigger than last year. Grown-ups and everything, we had right around 2,000 people. So. That was a great crowd. We fed them. We give them hot dogs and hamburgers and pop and chips and stuff like that. And then they got a fruit basket. And then each kid that didn't get a bicycle got about 3 toys in each bag. It's going to be December 17th, and it's going to be right beside of the Big Sandy's furniture store down there where FEMA was. And that's going to be December 17th at 11 a.m.
I can recall spending time with you last year leading up to it. I was, on the lot with you. Somebody was approaching you wanting to help, and without those donations, that sport you couldn't do it
right
like you have. So I know enough to know that you still got. I'm assuming a significant way to go in collections, and there's still a lot of opportunity for folks to come in and help you.
Yeah, we're asking for help this year because we got a lot. We got a late start really this year, but we're going to be fine. So we need all the help we can get. If you want to volunteer your help here with us, it's nonprofit. All the money we take up, everything we do is for Christmas for the kids only.
You never know how Santa's going to get there, but I can guarantee he will. It's Christmas for the kids, and if you can help support in any form or fashion, stop and see Bruce Ritz at his car lot, Broadway Auto Sales in Paintsville. Also, speaking of things and wonderful gestures for the holidays, that will be our segue into tonight's McGoffin County Farm Bureau community calendar. The Mount Sinai Church of God, just across from the Sayersville Speedway, has their coat drive. They're collecting coats and scarves and gloves and all sorts of things of that nature, monetary donations as well, so they can put together some Christmas gift boxes as well. And their Christmas gift giveaway is set for Saturday, December the 3rd. So if you can help between now and then, greatly appreciated. They've been doing this every year. It's gotten bigger every year as well. They've also got revival going on right now, nightly at 7, started on Monday night, so maybe just a day or two left for revival at Mount Sinai. And a couple of big events over the course of the weekend. Tomorrow is Maroon and White Night here at the McGoffin County High School. And, of course, this is, you're kicking off the Hornet season in the new McGoffin County High School gymnasium. So an even bigger time than what we've always been used to. So that's tomorrow night. And then Saturday night, they've got the Run Rudolph 5K. And we did a story last night with this with Mayor Shepard. And they're just hoping to get, whether you participate and decorate yourself up or your bike up with lights or bows or whatever, or anything you can think of to participate in the wackiest costume contest, or you just want to come down and check everybody out and leave them a few dollars to help buy toys for kids after the Christmas parade. Just about an hour or so of your time Saturday night starting at 7 in the Ramey Park for the Run Rudolph 5K, brought to you by the City of Sayersville and the Sayersville Hometown Christmas Committee. And I think birthday for tomorrow, a few other announcements for tomorrow. So that's all the announcements for tonight, with the exception of going on to funeral services. Real quickly, a reminder, calendar announcements can be put on the show for free. All you got to do is tell me about it somehow, any way on your screen, and we'll tell everyone else. A reminder about services to be held in the morning beginning at 11 in honor of 78-year-old Loyal Wheeler of Flat Fork Road, survived by his wife Conchita, also sons David Lowell and Jamie Wayne Wheeler, and daughters Gwendolyn Wheeler, Valerie Devon Jordan, and Tony Renee Wheeler. Visitation is the rest of this evening. Services once again starting tomorrow morning at 11. And the services will be at the Flat Fork Free Will Baptist Church. Services are also going to be held tomorrow in honor of 36-year-old Erica Lee Moyes Stanfield, sailor of West Liberty, who passed away this week, survived by her husband James and sons Jacob and Jaden. Visitation continues this evening. Services will be held tomorrow at the White Oak Pentecostal Church of God. Burial will follow at the Sparks Cemetery at Burning Fork, while the Magoffin County Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. And services are to be held this Saturday morning beginning at 11 for 54-year-old Dean Puckett of Jim Arnett Branch in Sagersville, the son of Ronald Puckett and the late Barbara Whitlow Puckett. He's also survived by sons Stephen Eric and Ronald Scott, and a daughter, Misty Renee Shepard. Visitation this evening, all day tomorrow, and prior to Saturday services. Visitation and services from the House of Prayer Church on Jim Arnett Branch. The Sagersville Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. We'll be right back.
Are a whole lot of positive words I could use to kick off this next report. Historic certainly fits as well. In all the years of the Magoffin County Senior Citizen Center, the single largest donation ever, $25,000, came in today from the Walmart Foundation's State Giving Program. Anna Collins with Walmart, co-manager Josh Pruitt, and Magoffin County native and manager Greg Salyer all made a wonderful and very large presentation and gesture earlier today to our seniors.
Well, I've been with the company 28 years, and this is the second grant that I've been able to give in this amount of money. Usually our grants are $500 or $1,000. This is one of the larger grants that we've ever been able to give. So we're very proud and excited to give this type of money to Magoffin County, especially as a native Magoffin Countyan. I'm very excited to help the senior citizens of this county. We have a state grant program through the Walmart Foundation that has that offers money for organizations in all 50 states, and we're very proud this year to present the Magoffin County Senior Citizen Center with a grant for $25,000. This is from the Walmart Foundation and the associates of the Paintsville Walmart. So we're very happy and proud to help the Senior Citizen Center help their program with the Meals on Wheels.
$25,000 to our Senior Citizens Program, a grant specifically written to help expand their Meals on Wheels program into the southern part of the county, something they've been trying to find the money to do for years. For more, from left to right, Board Member Jimmy Allen, Director Marlene Howard, and Board Member Nancy Bays.
I was very excited because I have been here 20 years and I have written grants on top of grants and have been turned down. And this is the first major grant that I have written that we actually got. So it is just exciting. I'm excited for the people in South Magoffin that we'll be able to provide this service for them. It's going to take a lot of work to get it organized, but I can't thank Walmart enough.
In no other organization, perhaps, is money more tight than it is the Senior Citizen Center, where they're often required to make 2 pennies out of every one. They're only budgeted to serve about 45 meals out into the county, but right now they're doing 58 home delivery meals a day because, well, imagine how hard it would be to say no, money or not. And even with this incredible gift, it's only expected to carry hot meals to South Magoffin for maybe about 6 months.
It's very important to the people that it serves, and we serve quite a few people here, and I don't know what some of them would probably be in a hard place, without it. Our funding is up and down along, and like Marlene said, by extending this up the river, it will only go so far. But then we would have the burden after that of keeping it up and finding funding somewhere else. And at the present time, it looks like that we might lose some of our funding we've had in the past, and that's coal severance reduction. And we'll need to pick up some funding if we want to keep the Meals on Wheels traveling to the county line.
People don't realize what a tight spot our seniors are in. Most of them are living on an income of $753 to $1,200 a month. And when you have a $400 a month electric bill for January and February, it is very hard for seniors to pay that. And they rely on the heat program. And you can see that because they start calling in October wanting to know, can we help them get signed up? And it makes you realize how dependent these people are on these programs. And if they didn't get that one heat bill paid, they wouldn't be able to make it through the winter.
How much of an improvement in life do you think this service offers?
Tell them how much it's improved your life, Nancy.
Yes, it's improved my life. I've been here since July of 2008. And the seniors, I love them and they love me. I'm one of them. And just everything that I can volunteer for.
And on Nancy's note there, they can always use more volunteers like today for the food box distribution. They give out 204 food boxes every month. And Marlene says there's about 400 other folks. Statistics say there's another 400 people who would qualify if they asked for them. So they have 400 food boxes every month. They have 58 Meals on Wheels meals every day. Another 75 to 100 eat in as well. So keep that in mind. That's a lot of food, and of course, we all know what that costs. Well, staring at you now for the past few moments is your Licking Valley RECC Outlook, and I'm calling it for 53 degrees tonight. Rather mild, wouldn't you say? And I had to do a double take, make sure that wasn't a misprint. We're close to that now because we've got a lot of warm air building in front of a lot of cold air. Big cold front coming, but you're not going to feel it tomorrow. A newly adjusted daytime high for your Friday, 78 degrees. There is a red flag warning in effect for tomorrow. It does not exactly include anyone in the viewing area, but we are right on that line and should act as though it does because, look, southwest winds tomorrow will kick up for us maybe anywhere from 5 to 17 miles per hour. And you know the conditions that are out there. You know the problems that will present for forest fires, so there you have it. We also see a 30-degree drop right now, estimated from Friday to Saturday. The cold front comes in with a vengeance. Technically, showers are going to be possible anytime after 5 o'clock Saturday morning. Pretty narrow window. I think showers are likely mainly before 10 o'clock Saturday morning. Gusts with this front will certainly pick up Saturday. We'll be under maybe an advisory then, as we'll have gusts for out of the west from 3 to 25 miles per hour. And showers likely, but likely early. Maybe a few isolated sprinkles 8 or 9 o'clock Saturday night, but I'm still not looking at this being a big rainmaker, not as big as what we need, certainly, but definitely some winds and some cold air to deal with. And we're still talking about a 37-degree swing in 48 hours from tomorrow through Sunday. 41 and 22 for your high and low. Things will clear up and be gone as far as the cold front or the precipitation and clouds are concerned. Mostly sunny and clear on your Sunday. Monday, we're calling right now 50 and sunny. Tuesday, 58 and mostly sunny. I think Wednesday right now we have some more showers and actually even some showers likely, maybe even better than a 20% chance on your Tuesday. And right now Thanksgiving, we're calling it 50 and partly sunny. Pretty nice Thanksgiving Day outlook.
That's going to wrap it up for tonight. Join us tomorrow. More exclusive news, coverage, and information as we wrap up this week and head on to that of Thanksgiving. Good night, and thanks for watching.